Hello everyone out there and welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, April the 26th. So that means we coming to the end of April already, you all. We already at May, going into the 5th month of the year. And so I want to go right into the message that God gave me on today. And the title of my message is A Light in Darkness. A Light in Darkness. And so, have you ever been in a place, literally in a place where it was dark, it was a dark place? Literally, or either, sometimes it's a dark place in your life. But all of us have been, in a dark place, similar to like, I'm just going to say a natural thing for us, like, just say you lose the power in your house and all your lights go off. So that means that you are in total darkness. And sometimes this happens in, when we have a storm or a tornado might come through, or something going on with the power lines, it might cause all your lights to be cut off. And which leaves you in total darkness. Just say it happens at night where you can't see anything. And so what do? A lot of times we have to prepare for these things ahead of time. And so sometimes if you're not prepared for it, then you just literally in darkness. And so what do we have to do? Usually we go to the store and we buy things that will give light, such as candles and flashlights, things like that. They even have the little buttons that you can press and they have light. They give off light in your house, but different things like that. And so some people, if they're in the dark for too long, what happens? A lot of time when you're in the dark for too long, people begin to feel anxious. They feel uncomfortable. Some people become fearful because they ready for those lights to be turned on. And I just remember a time when I wouldn't even sleep in the dark. Because I don't know why. Maybe I was a little fearful, or I just felt uncomfortable sleeping with every light off in the house. So a lot of times I would sleep with the bathroom light still on, or some light had to be on, at nighttime. But as I have gotten older, I sleep in the dark. I sleep with all the lights off. And I'm fine. I feel fine with it. But at one time, I would not sleep with all the lights off. I had to have a light on somewhere. Because like I said, some people are afraid of the dark. And so this is such as with natural things. A lot of times we are in the dark. For us, when it comes to things in our life and we don't have an answer to, we don't have direction, we done sought God, we done did everything we know how to do, and we still don't have an answer from God. And even after seeking Him for a period of time, He has not answered us. And so we, like I said, we will continue to be in the dark. So we continue to be in the dark. And some people, because of that darkness, they begin to fall away from God because they like, God is not answering me. I done prayed and prayed and prayed, and God still haven't answered. But sometimes it's not just about getting what you want from God. You have to continue to seek Him, even in the hard times, even in the dark times, and even when He's silent. Because you have to know, do you really want God? For real, do you really want Him? Even if He doesn't answer you. Do you really want to still be in a relationship with Him? Or do you just want something from Him? Because He knows that. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah, the 29th chapter, and the 13th verse, it says, if you seek me, you shall find me when you search for me with all your heart. That means having a heart toward Him. That means you're not giving up on Him. And you're not, I'm not going to seek Him no more because He's not answering me. Because God is always there and He hears you. Even though He might not say nothing. For a while He might not say nothing. That's because He has a reason for it. He has a reason for it. But eventually He's going to answer. Because it talks about in 1 Peter 3 and 12, it says that His eyes are over the righteous and His ears are open to our prayers. And so He hears us. It's just, will you continue to seek him? Will you continue to seek him when he is silent? Because he has a reason for being silent. And so he will speak, but it have to be at his own set time, because like I said, it's a reason behind everything that God allows to happen in our life. And if you read in the Old Testament, it talks about how God was silent for 400 years after the judges. After judges, he was silent for 400 years until he began to speak again through the prophet Samuel. And the reason why he became silent at this particular time is because his people, they will go back into their sinful nature. He sent 12. It was 12 judges total, and this is over a period of many years. And long as the judge was over them, they would be obedient. This was to keep them on track and to keep them doing the things that God wanted them to do. But once that judge would die, they would go right back unto doing the whatever they felt like doing. And also, turning away from God and to serve other people. To serve other gods. They began to do that as well. And so it got to the point where God became tired of them and he just was silent. But God never left them. He never left them. And then it was another time when God became silent. But a lot of times God will give you a word and then he will go silent on you. You might not hear nothing for a period of time, because he gave Abraham a word that he was going to make him into a great nation. But this was going to take a long time. And during this period of time, God did not speak at all to the people. But at the same time, God was working to perform the word that he had given Abraham. And it took, over 400 years for them to become a nation of people. But God was working in silence. God is working. He's working on our behalf. If God gives you a word, he is working on your behalf. Even though you might not hear nothing for a long period of time. But God always speaks to us through his word. He always is speaking to us through his word, even if he's not giving you a personal word as well. We just have to remain faithful during these times. In the book of Job, I want to go to the book of Job, the 23rd chapter. And I want to read the 9th and 10th verse. And it says, and this was Job talking, when Job was in a dark time. He was going through a dark period of time in his life. And it says, behold, I go forward, but he is not there. And backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he doeth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knoweth the way that I take. And when he have tried me, I shall come forth as pure gold. And so he still trusted in God and had faith in him, even though he didn't know how he was going to be delivered through this dark period in his life. But God delivered him because he continued to have faith in God. He continued to have faith in God. So we have to continue to follow him as well. And then in the book of St. John 8 and 12, it says, Jesus spoke unto them again, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. And so how do we get light in our situation? And when we are going through a hard time, it's through his word. Through his word, because when you read his word, when you seek him in prayer, God will illuminate things to you that maybe seem hidden at the time. And always, when we go through our different experiences in life, we can always go to the Bible and have some story that we can relate to that will strengthen us when we are in our time of darkness. because nothing is new under the sun that we go through. That's in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. There is nothing new under the sun. Other people have been through the very same thing that you are now going through and have come through and overcome. You know, a lot of times we think it's only me. I'm the only one going through this thing, but that is not so. That is not so. And also, everyone that is a Christian, everyone that names the name of Christ has the light of Christ inside of them. And because we have the light of Christ inside of us, we can give that light to other people that are in a hopeless situation, meaning a dark situation. That's why God allows us to go through and suffer things, so that we can be an example to people that God really works in your life, because you can basically go through something terrible just like the next person. That's why we go through the very same things, but we come out on the other side with the victory, because Jesus makes the difference. He makes the difference in our life. You see people go through, because Christians can go through some terrible things just like other people and come out with no feeling of, that fire. They done been through the fire, but you can't see no trace of it on a person. And that's because God has kept them through that thing and walked them out of it. But the next person, you'll see them go through the very same kind of trial. They locked up. They done lost their mind. They no longer the same person. Matter of fact, you don't even recognize them anymore because of what they went through, because they didn't have no hope though. See, our hope is in Christ, and Christ makes the difference in your life. He makes the difference in your life when you are going through things. And so when we go through things, it's not for nothing. It's so that we can be an example to this world that you can come out of things and be better and stronger and wiser as well. And so, because see, the world want to see something real. They want to see something real. And so that's why God uses our testimony to help people. To help people. It's amazing how God works. And so I want you to be encouraged that God will make a difference in your life, and He will shine the light in darkness. There is a light in a dark place. So be encouraged. Amen. Bye-bye for now.